And we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Indoor Farmer, episode 156, the 3-year anniversary. Monday night, as always, 8:30 Central Time. It's October 14th, 2024. Let's go. Hit it, Steve.
That's right, everybody. See you in 5 minutes, and we're going to celebrate.
I guess I didn't say hit that like button, share us out for us for the next couple minutes, and we'll be right back.
Being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go. Watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry left in the rain. Yeah, I don't mind the path that I had to walk, and I don't mind all those words that I had to talk, and I don't mind all those flings that I had to fling, and some of those words I spoke I just had to sing. I just had to bring the best that I had to give, and being tested by these blessings that I had to live, changing dressings on the scars that I had within. It's a daily operation, you just gotta grin before it gets too grim and life pins you in. You gotta think like a shark and show your fins, whether we're alone in the dark or with an audience. Believe you're the hottest commodity since the iPhone lobotomy. You follow me? I'm hoping probably. I'm talking openly and don't know where the rope could be. The crosshairs, the red dot, or the poison drip. So take a message from this song, is all I have to give. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry left in the rain. They leave you in the rain, then hang you out to dry. I wonder how so many people get by. And then one day you wake up and start to realize that anyone you know could be called up at any time. Can't press rewind, can't flip the tape, so might as well not live in the past and dwell on hate. People talk strange shit to get to the gate, and if you know me well, you know I call them doors of fate. I take what I need, but not too much. I never open the door if the handle was hot to the touch. You gotta find an alternate way out of the flames. They want you in the spotlight, they want you just to take the blame, but all the same, it's like a wheel with these fucking hipsters. Instead of more rappers, we could use more active listeners. But I don't mind that a lot of things are actually happening, cause I'm a music slave and this is what I'm coming strapped with. Cause I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry left in the rain.
Eat your vegetables!
One last kick and I'll be gone. Make it count, put the flag
She ain't got left and right.
All right. What's up, everybody? Hello, and welcome back. We're back. Thank you very much, guys. If you helped us out, hitting those like buttons and shares and all that good stuff. It is Monday night again. I'll do another quick open. It's 8:30 Central Time every Monday. We get together, Sir Stevo and myself, and we try to just make things make more sense in the world of plants and self-sufficiency when it comes to all the ins and outs of what it takes to do that. And that's what I've been doing for 3 years now.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a roller coaster of sorts, and we're going to kind of go over a little bit of that tonight. But we do also have some footage from my harvest and whatnot, and a little bit of what's going on in my grow table since I started it. It's pretty interesting to see how that has worked out. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to get over that, and we're going to actually invite any of you, those fans, those people that have been with me for years now. You're welcome to come up. Anyone is welcome to come up and celebrate with us. It's going to be a little bit of an informal celebration jam, if you will. But we are going to be showing some planties and all that good stuff, of course. We may even have some music. I don't know. I invited like 20 people, and I don't think a single one is going to show up, except for, of course, our co-host, Sir Stevo, as usual. But yeah, it's okay. It is what it is, because you know what? I started this alone, and now we have all of you guys, and here you go. So what's going on is we have one episode a week, and that makes 3 years at 156 episodes.
Yeah.
Now I do 5 shows, so I think I'm a few hundred more than that as far as episodes I've been on the screen. But it is interesting though to see how this specific show has turned out, because it was the first thing I thought, the first sort of baby I had, first creation, and imagined it into the world. And it's not necessarily the most popular. We don't do any giveaways on Mondays. I may actually do one tonight, if depending on how we go. I'm feeling pretty generous at 3 years in, and it looks like we got 15 over on Facebook. If we can get, I don't even want to throw out a number at this point. We'll talk about it later maybe. But we're sitting around 25 people plus X, which shouts out to X, guys. If you're following us on X, go check out Sir Stevo on X, and then join my community over there. It'll help you get a little foothold into the app, Maccabee's Live Market over there. And so, a lot of people change up what they're doing because this isn't working, And I did start off, I think Friday nights, I believe. I was doing Wednesdays for a little bit, and now we're on Mondays. But we've been on Monday for over almost closer to a year and a half probably. But what I was going to get at though is that you Sir Stevo, with a certified brand, you've stuck true to that for as long as that you created it, and you have a lot of I wouldn't say people that have nefarious intentions within the trying to come in the scene quickly and try to blow up somehow all of a sudden. It's just a natural sort of desire, I guess, when you like, oh, I want to make a show, and okay, it's going to be huge. It's not that people come in and like sort of think they're going to do something, underhanded to get big. But what happens is they fizzle out. A lot of people we've seen fizzle out because they just can't keep up with the all the work it takes not to do the work, because Stevo and I, we're not we're not even close to some of the farmers and growers out there that we know as far as how much we're doing, right? But what's so hard is to record it all. It's so annoying, man. It's like, oh wait, crap, I forgot to record that moment. Or like you said, you're like, oh man, I had the angle off, and it's like, wow, that's the video's not usable. Or all the times when I put together a bunch of awesome footage and then it wouldn't play right. It would just jump over and not work out, and it's like, oh man, there's some frustrating moments with just trying to capture it all, right?
Yeah, it is. You want to do it well too. I mean, we do actually, these phone cameras do a lot more than probably most of us realize. I know it does more than I realize. And, YouTube videos and things of that sort, they're great instructional videos, so.
That's how I learned a lot, just to start with aquaponics. But I learned enough to get myself in trouble, as you know, the ongoing pH issue. But that video last week I showed, that like giant root ball of basil full of worm castings.
Mm-hmm.
That's got me baffled though, because I feel like that's supposed to be helping out in the system. But anyway, we'll get into that. I guess as the weeks go on and I try to figure it out. But I did do a huge harvest of the basil, like we showed off, and now I'm getting a whole bunch of peppers. So I think I can tell that the system is like maxed out on how much nutrients can be absorbed out of it, even if there's more shit in there, so to speak. It's not being converted fast enough for what I'm feeding. And so now suddenly there's a bunch of peppers popping up. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm burying all kinds of stuff in this table, man. The table, I'm so excited about this table. And actually, you know what? I don't think I downloaded the pictures. Let me download these pictures while we chat. Yeah, guys, help me share it out. We're going to be looking at a couple things from my past. We're going to just check out a few minutes of episode 1. I've done that. I've done a little bit of a memory lane trip before, but this is going to be a little different. We're gonna use the I had planned it out ahead of time. A couple of my past co-hosts were supposed to be here, or I was trying to get them to come, but we're going to use those moments sort of moving forward in time, and then go to that one of those first episodes. If I can find the first one where Sir Steve-O was up on the screen, that will be interesting. Let's see, I'm in my Google Drive. Let me get the stuff from today. Actually got quite a bit of just the harvesting process. It was pretty quick and easy. Obviously, the plant wasn't that big, but I got 3 1-gallon Ziploc bags out of her.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
Hey, you know what? I am super red. Give me a second. I forgot to cover that. My Kind LED X750 is blaring its red LEDs in my face. I'm looking as red as our background. If you didn't see that, guys, the background is actually a picture from the very first aquaponics system I had from Amazon. I bought it. You could see it, you could see it right above Steve-O's head and my head. The clay pebbles. It's just like a little clay pebble grow bed with these little plastic grow cups, and and that was my little starter setup.
Yeah.
Chuck G over on the Rumble or the YouTube. What's up, man? Thank you for the happy anniversaries. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Evo in the house. What's up? We'll join you after. Okay.
After his live, he's live, and he's showing us on his live. He said, "Yeah."
Funny, I gave him some crap in the. I was about to invite them, and he had beat me to it, and had a link in our group chat, and I said, you know what? I stick to a schedule, G-Lo, and I laughed at it.
Mm-hmm.
But now he does a lot of good stuff too. So we'll see if he. Oh, there he is. Congrats. Yeah, thank you guys. It was. I keep saying this because I feel like it's, for some reason, I don't know. Maybe it's petty to say this, but the first few episodes, there were times when I skipped a week or had 2 weeks in between episodes. So it's definitely over 3 years. But having a 3-year block of, and I didn't keep all the episodes, man. There's not enough space. I didn't buy an external hard drive. Like I have 3 terabytes between the two computers, but it's still not enough space
Oh my
for
goodness.
all my shows. So what I have is I have playlists on Rumble, and I have YouTube where you can go back and look at all of the previous not live, but the first videos that were uploaded, and then go into the live ones. We're gonna actually look at that in a minute, but I want to cover my red light up a little bit real fast, and I might go tinkle real fast too, guys. Everybody tinkle if you got to.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through this. It's gonna be fun. I'll try to be quick about it, but I do want to show you these pictures too. Be right back. You got the helmet.
Oh yeah! All right, let's hit the comments and say hi, everybody. We appreciate so much because you guys coming, because we love you guys, and the Indoor Farmer wouldn't be anything without the viewers, for sure. So, what's up, Chris? Chris Bethia, how you doing? And Michael's here. Michael Black, G-Lo, of course, Rose, and Chuck over on the YouTube. What's happening, everybody? But yeah, you can find us right now on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook as well, everybody. So all of the Indoor Farmer, just look for the Indoor Farmer, and you can search and find them very easily on any of the platforms. I don't think we're going to Twitch and stuff right now, or are we? Yes, looks like it. And so we're there too. So Twitch fans, rock and roll. What's up? Let's get involved here. It's the Indoor Farmers 3-year celebration, everybody.
I lost my tack that holds up. I have a green screen in the ceiling, and it covers the light pretty nicely. And there are these giant tacks. Like you can see that in my hand, those really giant ones. So now I'm over here like, oh shit, I'm gonna step on this tack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're like carpet tacks, big old ones. I've got ones like that to hang things as well. Hell yeah, we're everywhere. That's right. We're on all of it. Hey, Kristen, hello. Wonderful to have you in the house as well tonight. We've got a great show for you. We're going to celebrate 3 years of the Indoor Farmer. And what a better way to celebrate than to join the indoorfarmer.locals.com and get $10 off of one of these hats right here, everybody. That's right. If you want one of these hats, hit up Waylon and definitely join the indoorfarmer.locals.com, and just your discount alone is going to probably get you close to a year of fees right there. So as low as $2 a month, everybody, as low as $2 a month. So support the Indoor Farmer. You wouldn't believe all of the things that you get, especially for Sunday night game night, everybody. So check that out. But yeah, we're going to get a look at the new table that Waylon put together last week and see what's going on there, what else he's got happening. And I believe we're going to check some pH tonight from the tank too. So we're going to be definitely having some good stuff for you guys tonight. And the guests are going to start flowing in, I'm thinking. And if you would like to come on screen, just hit the link.
So I got my pH strip on my way back here.
All right.
It's not looking good, bro.
Oh, no.
Good. Alkalinity is a little bit high. That seems not bad. That's not bad. It's actually solid green this time instead of being green and yellow. A little bit of hardness in the water, even with the RO system. That doesn't necessarily take out the hardness. Let's see. Copper is pretty low. Everything's pretty typical, but the pH is sitting around 8. So I need to keep putting more. I'm afraid I'm putting too much in, too much pH down. You know what I mean? For all the living biology in there and such.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, keeping it down has been the problem, for sure. And you've been working at it. You've tried, all kinds of things so far, but the fish aren't being affected or dying off or anything like that.
Care, and the plants seem to be somewhat happy. We're going to show you those. And in fact, I'll do that first. I shared it in YouTube, but too excited about the memory of the name. Joe Kelly in the house. Shouts out to Joe Kelly for giving me some pointers on the bubble hash. I'm going to be showing you tonight the new batch, as it were, to process from my new plant. But I also still have like about 2 pounds to process from the last year stuff to like at least get my feet wet per se on the bubble hash, and then like hopefully do it better the second time with this year's harvest. So that'll be the plan there.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let me pull up these pictures. Oh.
Yeah, I have to finish all of my chopping tomorrow. One plant isn't quite ready, but it's going to freeze tomorrow night. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it down too and be done with it.
Yeah, I didn't really look at the trichomes, I'll be honest. I was just like, this plant's not looking very happy. Time to go. I actually had some bud rot happening as well. I don't know if I got any close-ups of it, but some small buds on the bottom and whole branches on the bottom, but they were like small branches, you know, a bunch of tiny buds. So we found video I want to play. Share it in.
All right. What's up, Granny THC on YouTube?
Hey, Granny. Cheers. Cheers.
You know, and like Joe being here, you know, I mean, these, you know, you have a lot of longtime viewers that have been here basically since you started on Facebook doing, you know, these lives and stuff. And, you know, wouldn't it be great to just, you know, have some of these guys pop up tonight and say hi?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wasn't going live for, I think, 40 something episodes. In fact, let me look at it. It was episode 50. No. This is live. Episode 36.
Okay.
My first one live.
Wow.
It has 14 views on YouTube. YouTube does not give me any love, that's for sure. On Rumble, though, holy cow, I didn't even see this. I have a random one that, oh, okay. I said the title of the episode doesn't even, that was my first review. It was, it doesn't say reviews, it just says Kind LED Grow Lights X750 unboxing / review and more. And I got 630 views on that on YouTube.
Sweet.
That's like a little bump more than normal, but well, it's a lot more than normal, but still not great. Yeah, looking back through the years, man, I just don't get any love on YouTube. I can look at Rumble and show you exactly where my reach was lowered. Rumble, hint. You can see that. That's funny, where you can see like thousands of views and then suddenly boop, down to like a couple hundred at most. Like, wait a minute, Rumble. Okay, back to the pictures. Well, this is a video, actually. Feast thine eyes on this crazy contraption I have. So my dog and my son's mom, she's in the house, or she was, they like to play rough, you know. He's a big dog. And so I built a protective like barrier around my plant here with the wacky waving inflatable arm man that's a sprinkler. Never actually worked the way it was supposed to. And then I've got my ladder, got the red flyer wagon, you know. Oh man, it's just a hodgepodge, but like I have this bed frame helping to hold up the fence. I fixed that up a little bit too once I got all this done. But yeah, it was time to do some harvesting.
Yeah. Did you have any problem with the wind hitting that tarp, or?
It got windy, but it wasn't big enough to be a big deal. Last year, I had a giant sail that was wide enough to cover 3 plants. Remember, and that definitely got hit wind with a lot, and got busted down and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, I gotta say though, this show keeps me motivated. I definitely could work faster or harder, but with my anxiety rooted in the PTSD and such, like I don't like to use it as an excuse, but or a crutch, but it makes me do things on my own time, kind of like as I ease into a new thing. You guys know this from as I do try different things, new grows, like just like me sitting here procrastinating on making the bubble hash. Like I might procrastinate a little bit, because sometimes I'm just worried about little details that I can't fully work out in my head, and sometimes I can't put that to words. But when I do jump into it, when I do something, then I feel comfortable. Pretty after the first time I do something, usually I'm pretty comfortable with it. But just to get back to the video, I'm cutting off each individual bud, Steve.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever done that? I mean, clearly this plant isn't the beefiest plant, so it wasn't that bad. But it still took us some time. It still was not that fun. But man, I have a bag full of just buds that are ready to. Yeah, I could trim some of that off, but I'm just turning it into bubble hash. I don't care. What do I care?
Yeah, the more sugar, the better, really.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. I go right for the big buds first, and any of the lower larvae stuff that I'm just going to process, I don't worry about. They just goes into a bag into the freezer.
Yeah. Well, I did that. I put everything in the freezer. I should have probably kept something, but I didn't. I wasn't. Like I said, it was never all that.
Yeah, intended to be smoked.
Yeah. It wasn't really going to be smoked, but I bet you it still would have. It still would have smoked. I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure. But hey, I need to move to the next grow, and I tell you what, it's going to be really hard to decide. I might even put everything. I might put a bunch of the seeds that I have on a wheel, and let the wheel decide.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I actually really need to start with the pack of seeds from Twisted Cannabis, but they are a cross between Divine Storm and One World. These are called One World, One Plant. It's an initiative that Twisted got me into, where you tag it, and then everyone connects to that tag, and then this One World, One Plant thing. It's almost like a grow off without the competition. Like everyone's growing together, kind of thing.
Oh, that's cool.
So we all grow together. You tag that same tagline, One World, One Plant, and then it should connect you to like a link or a list of other people using that hashtag, and then that shows you all the people that are growing with that same sort of motto, or I don't know what you call it, the same intentions of just being positive and growing the same plant with each other, and sort of making this. It's kind of a feeling that you get where all these other people across the world are growing the same plant. We kind of have it now, but this would be like the next step up, where you're like, oh, now I know I'm growing the thing that there's a whole, because it's a really big tagline. I guess if you look it up, it's huge. It's something that he got into, and then he got me into it. So it wasn't even something that he started. And anyway, I'm rambling, but anyway, it's a really cool thing, just because you kind of feel that bigger connection, kind of like you do in a grow off, except you're not going, oh man, these guys are my competition. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, sorry. Circus always goes off in my head when I see myself doing time lapse. Go ahead.
I'm already at 40 degrees right now. I got a feeling we're going to freeze tonight instead of tomorrow, like they said. What about you? Are you getting that cold tonight?
Joe Orwell, what's up, my friend? I got pretty cold last night. I gotta imagine it's gonna be more of the same tonight. Look how windy that is.
Oh yeah, wow!
Even
it's really holding up.
Yeah, I actually zip tied the shit out of this thing, and I ended up taking it apart, so I got some footage of that. Look at, do you see the strategically placed swirly straw in my pocket? I am doing the little trick. It looks like I just looked at that thinking it was going to fall, when I know in real life that it never did. It looks like it was about to fall a couple times. It still looks like it's about to fall right now. But anyway, back to the swirly straw. I used the trick that Kristen told me about. She didn't really give me the details. I just kind of imagined it as soon as she said it. Use the straw trick. Use the straw trick. Well, it's not perfect. It's not full on, vacuum seal, but it's pretty darn close. Just saying.
Yeah.
You can't tell here, but you're gonna see it. I showed one bag. Showed the action on the last bag. All the sucking action going on. What's up, Sandra? Chris, what's up? 43 here tonight. Okay. Yeah, 43. That's going to be a tidbit nipply, they say, Chris.
See.
Black Lopez on the Rumble. Cheers, Rumble. There's 8 people on the Rumble. We're up to 435. Shouts out. My next goal for that would be 710, I guess. Let's get up to 710 on the Rumble, right?
Yeah, we have to remember in 7 minutes to do our 710. 6 minutes now.
Oh, you're right. I just meant like the number of followers on Rumble, but you're right. We're gonna have to. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, we forgot it last week.
You're right. And
we were on a roll there, though.
I could probably skip through some of this too. It's not the most exciting. You guys kind of get the drift, but it was kind of nice that I didn't have to untie anything. I did. I took it all down after I harvested, like the next day. And then I was like, well, I could just leave it. And then I didn't want to leave it up through the winter. Obviously, it's going to get all nasty and cold. And so I just put all this stuff in my garage, though, for anything outside. I do have some spots in my yard in the front that I'm thinking about putting a little veggie garden, or not garden, but maybe a raised bed outside.
Strawberries.
Yes.
Everybody loves strawberries, but you sometimes you don't get them the first year, though. That's disappointing,
Well, you could try to propagate some from someone that has a good, strong.
Yeah.
But not now. It's a little too late now. But the place where I'm looking at is right next to my house, and I'm worried about anything that vines. I guess it wouldn't be that big a deal if strawberries started growing in the house. If they started growing in the walls, though, that might be a bad thing.
That might be, yeah.
Feed the mice. What's up, Greg? How are you, brother?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Sorry I didn't read all the comments in the beginning there. I'm just trying to keep us on a roll. Remember, okay, I saw a lot of them too. Yeah, you were doing that. Appreciate it. I tell you what, though, I want to make sure that it's clear that what we do on Monday, at least, if not a few other nights of the week, it's supposed to be rewatchable, replayable. And so if you replay this video, you're going to see us in the very, very, very beginning, even before the intro now, trying to do that on every episode, just to say hi and welcome to the show, episode, whatever. Here it is. Hit the like button, and we'll be back in a few minutes after the intro. And so we're starting to do that more because I want people to replay this and feel like they're still here. They're here with us the next day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a closer image of it.
Yeah, it was hard to get it all in the shot, but I think I did more time lapse at some point as well. Just kind of skip ahead here. I did find a little bit of what I think was powdery mildew. I'm not 100% sure, but it was so small on one little tiny piece, and of course some bud rot on the bottom. My son is out there with me running around. Man, it was stinky too, man. She was stinky. Like I could just walk out my driveway and I could smell it. So for a plant that I didn't do a whole lot of feeding and nurturing, it's going to turn out to be, I don't know if I would say a half pound because of 3 1-gallon bags, because of all the extra leaves, the wet weight, all that stuff. I didn't smush it in there all that much either. So I'm guessing it's a half pound though. I think I was close to what I was guessing.
Mm-hmm.
This got harder to do as I filled up bags, as my fingers got stickier. I should have put gloves on, But I thought it would just be so fast, and I didn't think my fingers would get so sticky. You know, that's what I said. Anyway, not what she said, but what I said. See that? You see that picture I posted? I said, "What do your fingers smell like?" And it was after I had done this. Oh shit! My thing came down. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, not bad though. I mean, for it being an in-ground plant, that was a surprise. Here you go, £5. You didn't have to do nothing really for me this summer except, build me a trellis at the end. So that's pretty cool. I imagine that that whole side of the yard is just going to always give you something. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but you look at this is at, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, it doesn't get enough sunlight here. So even if I hit these plants with newts and I do all sorts of like tender love and care, they just don't get nearly as much direct sunlight as what they could use. I don't know if that means they would get bigger per se. I just think that they definitely could use more than what they're getting. And this area, especially since I'm blocking that light, it almost creates a wind tunnel, and it also kind of keeps moisture lingering around in that area in the mornings. And so I have to hit it with the air or the leaf blower.
Yeah.
Let's go check in on the kick. Make sure I pop the kick chat out. I see some Ophelia over there on the kick. What's up?
Yeah. What's up, Kicksters?
Hey, they say kick is cannabis friendly. Speaking of, we got about less than a minute here for 7:10 in the central time zone.
Yeah, I wish TikTok was friendly. I opened up my TikTok for the first time since I created it, basically, and I had like so many followers. People found me and stuff, but I had 0 videos. And I'm the cannabis guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know what else to put up, so I have no ideas yet.
I mean, would they block you if you showed like things that had cannabis leaves on it, like?
Don't know.
Speaking of things not necessarily cannabis related, but the professor sent me some stickers for my son. But he also sent me some Scooby Doo socks.
You.
Actually, I don't know where they went now. Okay, somewhere. Hey, it's 7:10. Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, Rose. My name on everything is Sir Steve-O with 2 eyes at the beginning. If any platform that I'm on, if you start to type Sir with 2 eyes, I usually am the first one that pops up.
18.
I noticed that a lot of our friends are on TikTok too, and they get a lot of action.
Yeah, I just don't like it. We were at 21. We got 18 people in the house, guys. We get to 30 over on Facebook. We're at 10 on the Rumble. Cheers, guys, on the Rumble. Appreciate you. I did a Rumble stream earlier on the Rumble Studios, and it doesn't seem to work the same. I can't go live to X that way, which kind of sucks. Here we go. The finish up. Dun, dun, dun. Put it all into that third bag. It was almost perfect.
Here you go, Gilo. I'm sending you the link now, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so if those of you that didn't know, when I first started this show, I wasn't actually showing much cannabis. And I definitely wasn't using it on screen. Look at that, Steve-O.
Oh,
What's that
boy.
smell like?
Ha.
That's all, but that wasn't bad. I mean, for the whole plant.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it wasn't very much. So I guess that's not good either. I should have had them,
It
but
doesn't come off easy, though, does it?
no, I use some alcohol.
Yeah, but that's all you can do, really.
Here's the old straw trick.
There's the link posted.
Oh, I like that idea, Joe. Oh yeah, sorry. Thanks for posting that link. I sent the link out to several people, but I don't necessarily know if they will come.
Yeah, we got to give a big shout out to Frosty too for the theme song.
Yeah, that's been going for. Oh man, I don't know if I've had it for a year, maybe 2. I don't know. I'd really I'd really be guessing to figure that out. So as you see, what you do is and my fingers were sticky while doing this, but you zip it up almost all the way,
Yeah.
and you have the straw just in there, just the tip, and then you suck on it for dear life until you finish zipping it with sticky fingers, which is not easy to do. Oh, it was not easy.
Oh yeah, just because of the sticky.
I should have put gloves on. I have this last one. I even squished down a little bit. I didn't squish the other ones down much at all.
Mm-hmm.
But they are like it's better than nothing, and I'm gonna process them. I am forced to do it soon now. Like I am gonna have to process the old stuff first, then I'm gonna process all of this.
I don't have the freezer space.
I do, and only because I've been like slowly making sure I clean it out, and I have just barely enough room for those in there and the Grove bags that my other stuff is in, which is probably not great that it's in there, but that's my full harvest right there. Was she said just the tip? Yeah, right, Joe. Yes.
Well, we're at 20 on the Facebook page and we're at 20 on the X as well right now. So thanks everybody for coming through.
I shared us out to a couple of communities on X. I got to do that more now that I figured out how to. Well, Gilo actually showed me how to keep it from showing up on my. It would show up on your page twice. Like you'd have it. You'd be live, share it to a community, and there's a box you click where it'll share it to your space too, or to your profile also, and so you'll end up with like multiple on your profiles. Weird option. It's a weird option if you ask me, but I figured that out. So there it is. Okay, we got the takedown. Oh, so that was what it looked like when I was done, I guess. I left all those leaves. I might decorate this for Christmas. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so this is from today. The basil is loving its new space that it has to grow. It's all looking happy. And I took out some of the lettuce, and that's just what's left of the lettuce.
Yeah.
Took out one bit of lettuce that had a bunch of seeds that it was starting. They weren't fully finished, and I put them into the grow table, hoping that at least some seeds finish up, and then it just starts off more lettuce in the table.
Are you seeing any action on the top of the pineapple at all, or any evidence of roots growing?
No, I think it stretches out. If Gilo comes up, then he's going to be able to tell us a little more about pineapples. But
awesome. Yeah, Gilo, the link is there if you want it.
Shared with your peeps. Thanks, Gilo. Appreciate it, man. I know not everything that we do is necessarily your cup of tea, but per se. That's weird. Now I'm looking at that. You see the PVC pipe in the back?
Yeah.
I'm realizing that the black plastic has fallen off. See, if I don't have anything growing in those cups, then grow light gets in there, which is
right
where the water's flowing, which will then cause more algae and more moss growing and stuff like that.
Now you could grow microgreens out of there if you wanted to easily.
Well, microgreens, the microgreens benefit is that you can grow a whole bunch,
right,
in a like a small tray, and their punch is that you wouldn't fill up on them, I guess, but you can add them to things, and they're super high in nutrients. So you wouldn't want to grow just like like a 1 or 2 in there in those cups. But to your point, maybe there's a way that you could add something to it. I'm envisioning like those grow cups, but with a bigger piece on the top, where like a little tray there. You could have trays down the line.
Well, in our tower garden, we used the top small cups to grow our microgreens, and we would use them, like you said, just to add to the salad of the big greens we grabbed from the bottom. And when we would do that, every 2 days they would grow back, and we would be able to clip another fresh salad off of just one cup. So,
oh, for sure, yeah.
We enjoyed that because we didn't need to grow a whole tray at once. You know,
it depends on the green. Like if they come back enough. I'm worried about my onions. You're going to see these soon. They don't want to keep coming back as fast. I think it only happens like a few times with onions. But look at how many peppers. Like you can't see them all, but there's a bunch behind there too. There's probably 8 peppers growing right now. And I even took one off tonight. I took one off last night or the night before. I'm just taking off whatever the biggest one is, and then I chop it up. I took one off today. And I chopped it up with a bunch of my other greens, chopped up some basil, some arugula, some green onions, green peppers. And I chopped it up, not real super small, but a fairly smaller, and put like little piles of it on a bacon sandwiches.
mm-hmm.
So like bacon, I had some, I like a mustard and bacon sandwich. Hey, that's something I like here and there. And I put me some greens, put me some extra veggies on there.
Yeah.
So, it was good stuff. So there's a better picture of the pineapple, I guess. Maybe I didn't get a close one, but it's still digging its area there. I don't love the brown tips, but it may. I don't really know what it's what happens in its life, but we're gonna find out. Troy Allen, what's up? I sent you the link. Sorry, I missed the link. Is it in the comments or DM? Oh, did you put it in Facebook comments?
Yeah, I was
send it to him.
I was just about to say, does he need it on X or something? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I got it. I'll put it in our group chat. Oh, that message failed. That's weird. Let me just get it again. Invite, copy.
Yeah, it's on the Indoor Farmer page. He says he's going to grab it from Facebook, but he's sending it to you now, Gio.
It's also on X now.
There we go. You got the audience over there right now too. Hell yeah, let them have it.
Yeah, that's true. Let me go over there.
Interact with them.
Yeah, I'll put it in there. We'll see what happens. Maybe something crazy will happen. Oh.
Hey, Brenda.
It's not letting me.
Lucky winner last night on game night. Got herself.
Oh yeah.
Cherry pie terp stick.
Bro, she won 5 prizes last night.
Wow, that's great. There he is.
She gave one away too.
What's up, Gilo?
Gilo.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, bro?
Good.
So tell us what this pineapple is going to do when you get the chance. Waylon said that you know about these pineapples and the way they grow.
A little bit more than I do, I would say.
Do you know what kind it is?
Oh man, store-bought.
Store-bought, yeah.
So like whatever the worst ones are, probably.
Yeah. It's Kroger. That's what it is.
I'm not an expert on them, but we actually had a few in our yard and we killed them. Well, we didn't kill them; we just didn't take care of them. That's what's the layer? Is there dirt under there? Is it more? What type of material do you have?
Those are clay pebbles.
Okay.
Clay pebbles, and it's got water flowing through it constantly through this valve or this pipe going from this upper grow bed that also has holes in it to grow things. I don't have anything growing in there though. Got green peppers in there. We've got some arugula I chop off every now and then when it has a leaf big enough to eat. And then I got some mint. So for some reason my pictures didn't come through about showing the table. Maybe I might not have added them. Let me check real fast. I wanted to show Gilo this table that I got going on here. Yeah, no, they show as uploaded, but I don't have them on. There's no other pictures here, so let's just do that for a minute and let me see what I can do.
Some of the best pineapple is in like clay or like red dirt, and I'm guessing because of the nutrient density.
Oh, that is clay. Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a hydroponic or aquaponic type of pineapple before, but hey, it looks like it's growing.
Now you have, Chico.
Yeah, it liked its roots. It liked its little area there. All right, so that is very strange. It didn't give me the pictures I asked for.
Damn.
Wah, wah. Let me see if they're actually there. Not seeing them there. Switch that. Technology, Gilo, you know what I'm talking about. Every time you try to do something, you think you know what you're doing. Bam.
Oh
There's
yeah,
a
of
gremlin
course.
in the machine. There's a gremlin in the machine. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna re-upload them. Okay, didn't even get my picture of the fish. Didn't get this, or this. Did we?
Steve, your beard is epic, bro. What the heck?
Well, you can tell that I put a little effort into it today. If Waylon has told me before, he can always tell when it's product day, and I take care of the beard.
What do you oil? What do you use for supplementation?
Well, I like to use beard oil,
Yeah.
and I have to wash my beard nearly every day.
Oh,
It
wow.
just gets dirty, and stuff just from food and everything. So, I oil it daily, and then I do use a little bit of beard butter when I want to, tame it down a little bit. I'm due for a trim right now, though.
Well, send some my way for sure. I need some length on mine.
It'll grow. Absolutely. Yeah. Just let it go. See, one of the things
leave it alone.
Yeah, it's pulling on it all the time that will, yank it out too.
Yeah.
You have to do like not like in an evil way, just like in a contemplative way.
Yeah, just like a muahaha kind of way. Yeah.
I like to think of it as like a ancient karate master.
Well, that's what I've got. I'm part Chinese, right?
Yeah.
So
you do kind of have that. Yeah, you go down with it. I kind of come out with it because I don't like it on my neck. Do you shave under your neck, Steve-O?
No shave. No blade touches my face. No.
Well, I just use a razor.
Yeah, not even to line this up. She uses a foil shaver, I think, when she lines up the side.
Okay, I found the stuff that didn't upload for me, but I got to upload it again, or at least the parts that show me taking everything down. I don't know why did I not record it? What's going on here?
Oh, wow.
Pew pew, all pedals. Interesting. I like that sticker.
Yeah.
My friend from Pub Time Podcast gave me that sticker.
Nice guy. I like him.
It sounds cute, but if you really look at it, you know exactly what it means.
Like, what's that mean? I
don't know.
I want to tell you, but I guess I will. This is crazy, guys. I took pictures of me taking everything down, like tearing apart the setup, and those aren't showing up at all now. Oh, there it is. I guess it was just the 20 seconds of you spend all day on it, and then you do a time lapse video, and it shows up as 22 seconds. Oh snap!
Yeah.
Did you get it to work?
I'm getting what I need now. I might just download all of it again. Oh, I don't know what that noise was. You guys can still hear me? I
Yeah.
fat fingered something. I heard a noise I never heard before.
Uh-oh.
That's always fun. But you thought you could make it grow, huh? Well, the pineapple is growing.
It is.
It took root. Troy, are you coming up? It took root, and oh yeah, Troy, we got 2 musicians tonight on the screen. Look at all the music behind D'Lo. I've seen him play. Seen you
I
play.
play a few instruments.
I do too, and I figured out actually how to get the harmonica to come through this mic.
Yeah.
It wouldn't come through the mic until I have to come right up to it. And what in the heck?
It sounds like you have noise cancellation turned on your microphone.
It's probably the StreamYard one.
Okay, so if you have noise cancel, it's sensitive to the point where it won't pick up unless it's like right up on it.
Trying to eliminate background noise, basically, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not good for when I have musicians over in the studio. I got to find a better mic for that.
Well, you can just turn it off in your settings, and you're going to hear a lot of the hissing background ambient sounds. But if you have musicians, turn it off, and it should be okay.
Yeah, Barry always sounds really good, though.
Hey, not the last time. Well, he did. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, before I forget, I just want to say congratulations on 300 episodes or 3 years. Did I say 300?
Yeah,
3 years.
D'Lo has not had any crack or any cannabis today.
Not today. And not, can you believe that, Waylon? I've never ever had any, like, at least voluntarily anyway.
Oh wow.
I've been around it. Obviously, I grew up in Hawaii, so I've been around it. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a first time for everything, and one day you and I will meet in the real world, and I might just roofie your drink. You know, just go in there, a good dab or two of, good stuff. No, I'm kidding.
I'm pretty strong about it. I will resist. I will do the Jedi mind thing on you. I say, no, Greg.
Well, okay, let me ask you this then. Say we somehow decide, through happenstance that you and I are going to go into this on a retreat, maybe it's like a men's retreat or something, and we bond, right? And there's a shaman there, and he wants to take us on a vision quest, right? But you're gonna have to take whatever this thing is that he gives you, and take a little toot off of it. Are we gonna go on the vision quest with the shaman?
I would probably stop it right there. Shamans, and I'm not gonna sit here and get into a whole preaching thing, but I probably wouldn't have gone on that thing in the first place, just for the right, and it's not being judgmental in any way. There are boundaries that we all draw for ourselves, right?
That's right.
That would be one boundary I would draw probably. So, but to answer the question, and let's say hypothetically, I'd be like, no, I'm good. I'm like, I don't need to, and I wouldn't be disrespectful. Obviously,
exactly. Yeah, I just pass.
Yeah, I'm good.
I feel like someone that even secularly might say well, I don't want to embark on the vision quest, but it would I be able to would it be blasphemous for you to observe it? I wonder. I guess it's a whole weird question, but you made me think of it now. It's I gotta know.
So observing and being in the presence of, that's one thing versus participating and doing that, right? So it depends on the context, right? If, for example, being a pastor, if I'm in a bar, that already puts people it puts in a position to say, did you see Pastor Greg? He was in a bar getting drunk. And I might have been there for someone, whatever, just to
helping someone that's
so in that respect, observing and participating are two different things. Now, that's not passing judgment on any of those. I got family that I go to their house and they're smoking, they're smoking weed. So it's not like, so that's how I would draw that line, and it's not a judgmental. Now, if I'm most definitely not going to go to a cannabis conference where it's in a
Right.
place where they allow the open. Like I've been to a conference in Vegas last year, and there was a section where you had to enter these two gates and you had to show ID. And I did go in because we were there to for business reasons to look at products. I didn't realize that when we got to the gate that they were openly smoking. They had like a smoke room. They had vapes with all, and so it was a legitimate business products, right? But that just wasn't what I was there for. So
Right, and you would be putting yourself in a compromising position where
yeah,
you get
exactly.
all over you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that video I just played was the like time lapse of me putting everything up, taking it all, taking everything down. My little cage I built for her. Did you see this very end part though? I thought I was gonna trick the time lapse. I thought I was gonna trick the time lapse. I sat there. I moved really, really slow right here. I walked back. I decided. I took a second thought, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back in front of the camera, and I'm gonna walk really slow and do a really slow thumbs up, and it still went fast as hell. It's like, look at this. It goes boom.
That's a great thumbnail.
It is.
It's like it goes super fast anyway. But anyway, so here's the table.
All right.
The
What's
grow
that?
table. So what you're looking at is all of the greens that I had growing from the trays of microgreens that I was attempting. Now a bunch of I didn't harvest it fast enough because early on some of this stuff had a little bit of PM and other things going on, and I was hitting with Prime Superior and everything, and basically I just kept them all alive. There were 3 trays I showed last week of me planting all of this in here. 1 tray of radishes, 1 tray of broccoli, and another tray of arugula. The arugula is off to the right. I think there's some maybe in the shot, but they're all 3 just plants that grew way bigger than what you would call microgreen. And so I just kept them growing. I just kept them alive. Steve-O, it was a boring thing. I kept showing this every week. These same microgreens in that same tower that was they're just still growing. All I was doing is giving them some RO water once a day. That's it. And now whatever the strongest, what do you call it? The survival of the fittest plants, and whatever was still living, I went ahead and planted in this table of grow bed. So here you've got arugula that's flowering, and so there's going to be a bunch of seeds happening and more plants growing all over it. And I'm just going to let it fill up because it's just like a little grow bed in the ground. I can pull stuff up and plant different things. Look at this though. You might be able to see it. I took a closer up picture. I dumped a bunch of radish seeds in there, not necessarily it was on purpose, but it was only because a bunch of them dumped into this box when I was moving it. And so I just dumped out the box into the bed. So I got a whole bunch of little radish, and those are microgreens now. And unless I want to let them grow to become radishes, I will just, I don't know if you can see them, they're purple. There's a better, closer look here in a minute. But
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like people said it looks like a water bed or like a pool table. I think of it as a pool table size ish. It's a little, the dimensions aren't exact, but it's close.
Hey, I got a question. How thick is that liner? How many mils?
That is a big thick pond liner. I don't know I couldn't tell you the thickness, but it's like you see how stiff it is. It doesn't just fold over.
Yeah.
That's at least 6 mil, at least.
I wanted it to be nice and thick, but I also was planning to have this table a water table. I didn't think about doing soil. Actually, for the longest time, I thought I was going to stay away from soil when I first started this, back to the anniversary and the beginning of all this. Speaking of, let me try to speed through this because while we got you, it'd be funny to show you some of my early episode. there are some. It's like very dry. It's just recorded and uploaded. This is a carrot that I had outside for a long time. Remember that, Steve-O? I
Yeah.
took it outside from inside. It had spider mites actually, so I took it outside, and then I just let it sit there until finally a couple of the carrots that weren't so strong, they died, and then it was just like some of the lesser greens that were on it, and now these are actually edible, and also growing a carrot. I don't know how big, but I just put it in there for fun, shoots and giggles.
Do you have celery too?
No, not right now. I need some other things like rosemary and thyme. I want to get a bunch of different herbs. Herbs are much easier indoors because they're green and they mostly don't need as much as like bigger fruiting plants.
Yeah.
But I really like the peppers, man. The peppers enjoy the aquaponic system, so I don't think they're smaller than I'd get outside. I'm not going to get giant peppers, but I'm getting peppers, and I'll have peppers all winter long. They're fresh. I might be just procrastinating or avoiding the process of processing food into something that lasts longer, right? Fermenting or canning or whatever. I'd like to get into that stuff, but I just like to have it fresh all the time, right there. Boom, just grab it. What's that?
Do you have a tutorial, like let's say like my kids, for example, my daughter started growing stuff, right? And my wife and my daughter, like we're looking for like a cheat sheet for somebody that does this all the time. Do you have a cheat sheet or anything that you make available to anybody?
There is definitely not a cheat sheet available.
Yeah.
This is
replays though.
Yeah, that's for sure. But this is a overtime learned by hard knocks, and I just show off every week what I learned. There are several episodes where there wasn't any really action going on, and I was just saying, hey, this is what things look like right now, even though I didn't do anything new or I didn't start any new project. This is my current aquarium that I'm using. That's only 55 gallon. I do have a bigger one. It's going to be hard to get it downstairs by myself, but I want to show this because it was starting to get over covered with
algae
because I had a grow light and the potatoes were in a bin right down here in front of this, and the grow light over here next to it, so it was hitting it really hardcore. Now my grow light on over the table is going to be hitting it as well, so I still need to cover it, but I've stopped that for the most part, and I also got a lot of algae eaters, so it actually is getting better. You can see it where it's been eaten away. I think that's the last one we showed that already, so there we go.
What kind of algae eaters do you have?
I like
Placostomus you have, right?
I don't have Placostomus. They're just called algae eaters. I think they're Chinese.
Those are the small ones.
They are the most active. They get big. They get pretty big. They start off small. I had one before that was like a good 3 inches. For that tank, it's pretty big. But they are more active than Placostomus. I do like Placostomus. They look cool, but everyone, the people at the pet store will tell you that they don't do as much work as the maybe they call it an Asian algae eater. I don't know what it's called exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's from. But I'm gonna pull up my YouTube channel again. I probably should pull up Rumble instead because I don't like YouTube. YouTube censors people. They censor me. I don't know if they even censor me, but they don't let me get seen. That's for sure. I've had good wholesome content the whole time. It is a little adult, so they put me in the 18 and over, and that's fine. But so this is actually the first live episodes. Let me go back to just videos. And this is, we go to the oldest, episode 1 right here, man. Let me know if the audio comes through because I'm not sure.
It was 13 minutes. Oh my God.
13 minutes.
You had a live that was only 13 minutes.
Well, you gotta realize there was no setup, there was no intro, there was no waiting for people, there was no giveaways. Go ahead.
Who's that guy? Who's that?
This is what you're looking at is OBS. Me showing the OBS as I'm trying to pull up a picture or videos. So this is my little aquaponic system in the background behind me, and the sort of the beginnings of the one I'm using now, right there. So I didn't start my show until I wanted a bunch of footage before I did the first one. Like a lot of podcasters do this. This, Gilo will do an episode once a month or once every couple months when they've got a bunch of prepared stuff, and I don't mean live. I mean like all this edited and they prepare it all. And there's a lot of podcasters that do that, like they take longer for each episode. So I had like 3 weeks or more of footage, or maybe more. I can't remember. But here we'll play a little snippet of my intro at least. I don't want to play it all, but I've played some of this before. But I've actually gotten quite a few more friends now and followers all across the interwebs. So check it out just for a minute here. Hello and welcome to the Indoor Farmer. I'm your host, Waylon. And this is my first episode. And let me just tell you guys, this has been a long time coming. A lot of folks that I've talked to, friends and family, some of you know who you are, I've told about this stuff for years. I do plan to make this into something bigger and bigger and add on to it and make this show something that can be really entertaining, but also bring everything back to a sense of self-sufficiency. It's hard to hear, right? Because no one could know, there was no comments to be like, hey, the audio's too loud. Hey, that music is cutting is over your voice. And so once I finished the episode, I was like, I didn't script that, so I couldn't do it again. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's going. And I did that several times throughout this when I was just uploading the videos, where I would be like, what's that? My mic was off for like the entire episode. Send it. it's uploading. Here you go. I just put it out. That was kind of my philosophy on it, is that there's going to have another episode. Like I don't have to worry about every video being perfect. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I always thought of it. It's like, it doesn't matter, because even if I did everything perfect, that video, depending on what I did in there, what it was titled or whatever, might not even do very well, even if I did a lot of work on it. So I just move on to the next one. I'll just let me finish the spiel here. Efficiency and farming and knowledge about anything and everything that has to do with human needs. My show primarily at the beginning here is just going to be a little bit of a recap on what I'm learning, what I'm going through, what kind of lessons I've learned, and what kind of mistakes that I'm making, and things that I think are funny in the process of learning how to farm. Also, starting your own business, and then the ups and downs of that can be very difficult at times. So let's just jump into it and see where we're mute it here. And yeah, just kind of showing off that little Amazon. That's from Amazon. It's like $160 for a full aquaponics kit. I actually bought some extra stuff. Some of this in here wasn't part of the kit, but I didn't actually need it either. So I remember that kit. I still have some parts to it and still can use it for different things.
You got tons of people commenting on Facebook. I think Elisa, that her name, Bielski. I can't say it. Bielski.
And growing, part of the journey.
Oh yeah, we've got 145 people in the house right now, guys. Let's go. What's up, Leaf Cycle? Leaf Cycle, come up, man. Help celebrate, even for a few minutes. I'm trying to get more people up here. G-Lo, thanks for coming, man. I couldn't like 20 people said they'd be able to come up, and Leaf Cycle's not one of them. I'm just gonna throw them out the link now, but a bunch of people were thinking of coming up, but they're all busy. Celebrate the 3 years with us.
Well, thank you for having open invitation. I'll say this because I saw your DMs. I'm like, oh, I know you told me, right? And I did forget it was today, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just go live anyway. And so I did share you live in my live, which was kind of funny. And I'm like,
I saw that.
I was telling everybody, I wonder if he's going to see my comments, and I'm like, no, because he doesn't like X. He's only on Facebook. But then you saw it, was just kind of funny.
You can see them all. I can see them
yeah.
all, and the X comments stick out. But here's the real reason I wouldn't see them is because for the first whatever half an hour, I'm just in the zone. I'm not trying to stop talking to read the comments, but we still go to the comments when we can. Yeah, check this out. I was so proud of this. It's lettuce. Oh yeah, look at this. It's green, and then I ended up growing this lettuce to the point where I had no idea what to do with it. I wasn't eating it like this. I was so proud of this. I wasn't eating any of it.
So what do you do with your lettuce now that you grow all of your microgreens?
It doesn't last very long now. Any
Yeah.
greens that are edible that I have, except for the basil. Basil goes insane. I can't eat enough basil. But every time I grow lettuce, or even the peppers, generally I take off the next biggest pepper each time. And the thing is, I make salads and I make these, like I was telling Steve, I made a sandwich, and instead of needing a piece of lettuce, what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of all the different greens that I have growing, whether that's green onions or the peppers or whatever, and I chop it all up into small bits and make a little bit of a pot, like a pile of greens, and I spread that on a sandwich, kind of like a topping, and that's awesome. It's almost like a salad on your sandwich.
Did you ever?
I just invented something. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Did you ever? I know I asked you before about the ong choy. Did you ever look it up, the ong choy vegetable?
I have not.
Okay, I'll send it to you in DM, and I think this will grow really good with your setup. Let me send it in there.
Look at this. I harvested it and put it in bags. I was just learning. I guess I didn't care to eat it, but
okay, I sent it in a DM on X.
Even though it was only 13 minutes, Stevo, this first episode packed a lot. Like, I basically am just talking the entire time of what I did throughout.
Is that a black light? Is that a black light? Is that where your hands are red?
It's a blue and purple LED, and we call them burples.
Purple. Okay.
That's mint. That mint went insane in there, and the lettuce going crazy. That stuff looks really good, way better than what I have growing right now, mint wise, and the lettuce. I should have eaten that. Those are looking much better there. Crazy. So I got a second setup because Amazon sent me two. Actually, this is crazy. This is what I'm telling you. God came in, man. I'm telling you, there is a divine connection to this plan that's I don't even feel is mine. This vision I have. So I moved in this house. This house had a bunch of scrap like materials that I ended up using to build my aquaponics system. But then also before that, it had like 4 of these tanks, these 10-gallon aquariums in the house left from the last person, and 2 aquarium like stands. And I ordered this system from Amazon. Amazon did not send me the aquarium, and I sent a complaint and said, hey, it's supposed to come with an aquarium. I didn't get that. And so they sent me another kit without an aquarium. They sent me 2 of the kits. And God was like, hey, you've already got aquariums, brother. Let me just send you, some extra
parts. Well, you need to always have extra anyway.
I was like, I'm not going to complain again. That's just, I already tried once, and you sent me more stuff that I didn't pay for. But, hey, it ended up working out. It's like that happened to me a lot. And I don't just mean that incident alone is why I'm bringing God into this. But several times, things happened, not for me to like whatever get ahead in life and get like some kind of like bonus or something, but to actually further my aquaponics, like not aquaponics, but just the whole thing, the whole growing thing, but mostly me connecting to aquaponics first. Because after this, I started getting I got connected with a pastor. I still have a key on my key ring for that church. I can get in there, and they had this big aquaponics system. Steve-O, I don't know, were you with me around that time? I know somebody was laughing at me in the comments. Who's laughing at me down there? Yo, Leaf Cycle laughed at me. It's okay. Leaf lettuce is good. Yeah, I should have eaten it, Diane. I wish I would have.
Yeah.
I'm not talking. I have it muted up there. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear.
She was talking about the video. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at this first video because
Oh, there he is.
look at that, 3 years
Oh,
ago.
pinch his cheeks. He's so cute. Look at him.
He's gotten tall now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I was using just like paint and Photoshop. I had no idea about hardly anything at this time. I was using OBS, very new at the OBS.
That's pretty good though for your first one.
Yeah. Good job, Waylon.
It wasn't bad. No, like thumbnail, no intro, no outro, no none of that stuff. But it is what it is. But you can see in this one here, the big aquaponics system I was given. I was given this opportunity here. We're not paying you, but we could use your help. You can use our facility to basically to learn what you need to learn anyway. And I was able to get all this experience and content from the church, like two things that I needed. I didn't need them to pay me, although it started to become a little taxing on the gas because it was a little farther away. But yeah, my mom ended up going out there to help me with it a couple times. That was awesome.
Nice.
And then I started making thumbnails here. So G-Lo, tell me what you've heard about this for podcasting. I heard at first I made the same thumbnail and just changed the episode number on each one. But then I heard that you're supposed to change you're supposed to have different thumbnails. You can't have the same. That's a faux pas. That's a podcast faux pas. So I went through quite a few episodes of just showing me in Iraq, and then eventually I put a farmer hat on with a pitchfork. It's actually Straw Hat Luffy's hat. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe I'll zoom in. So it was just me, a picture of me in Iraq at a shooting range, and then it goes to me in Iraq at the shooting range, but with Straw Hat Luffy's straw hat on, and a farmer's pitchfork. I was trying to convey like everything about me in one little picture. I thought it was pretty good, but then I did get a co-host. There's Jeremy or Steve-O number. There's the pre-Steve-O we got here. I was calling. I had three co-hosts, and I was like, the next guy was like, okay, Jeremy number 2, and then Steve, I was like, all right, Jeremy number 3. Nah, but Jeremy, actually, I've talked to him recently, and he's been working at a vineyard, so we're gonna get him on the show sometime soon and talk about like his experience working with like all that. I think it's kind of interesting how they make the wine and everything. But that's Jeremy. He came to my house to do the show, and I'll admit it was my fault. We weren't ready half the time, and it took us forever to get to the recording part. We didn't do it live. We never did it live. I put so much into my thumbnails when I started making thumbnails. Like here, I'm going to shove in pictures of like everything we're going to talk about on the episode, and just man, it got like I had this ice cream bucket with a random weed growing out of it, and I literally had mint and a random weed growing next to each other, and I grew them to see which one would survive or which one would overtake the other one. The mint one, I believe. And then I built this aquaponics system for another guy in Peoria. So I'm saying I kept getting these opportunities to work with aquaponics on a bigger scale than what I could do at home with someone else's money. It wasn't about me getting a paycheck. It was about me only getting the experience that I needed. Tell me that's not like divine, like I wasn't given some like nice cushy job. I was given opportunities specifically going down this road that I'm on, down this path, this journey. It was it kind of felt surreal, a couple of times when things fell into my lap. I was like, wow.
Ooh, 4 hours. That one was 4 hours.
Yeah, that's People in the Boxes number 42. Steve-O's on that one.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Steve-O. So you came up on People in the Boxes before you were on the Indoor Farmer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I did the whole stint and everything when you got the Facebook jail, whenever that was.
Yep. Well,
it was after that I came on as a co-host.
this one ended up getting really intense because we talked special needs, and a lot of us have special needs children, and we got we really got into it. Yeah. Anyway, that's not to get into that. Let me go to live here. I wanted to find the area where okay, so these are all live. Got Jeremy still hanging out there from his house. I even changed the name. It was I had his name in the title too.
So how many episodes? What is today? How many episodes?
156 episodes. So one episode per week. And this is showing some of my other shows in here now that I started adding new shows within my channel here, or even just random gaming, seeing if gaming would work. So gaming doesn't do much if that's not all you do all the time. But anyway, 3 years for just this one show on Monday nights. We call it the Indoor Farmer is the name of the show, and I do 5 shows now, so I've done well over 300, 400, 500 episodes total of all my shows. I'd have to add them all up, but probably close to 400, if not more. Okay, so now we're starting to get into the veggies and fruit, and we got Jake. Jake was the co-host. Jake, he was a new co-host for several episodes. He came into my house to do the episode, so that was nice. But then I didn't really know. I still didn't know what I was doing at that time, and I didn't know the value that we could have had. Jake's actually he does a lot with plants, but he also does a lot with reptiles. And he does a whole bunch of things with what do you call them, terrariums and such. So a different twist on the knowledge base. Looking for Steve-O in here. So 60. What did I tell you? Steve-O was like.
I think I remember it was like 67, something like that.
Jake was on that one too. I think that was the one with the lizards. Oh yeah, the floating head. Started doing the green screen. Oh, I thought I was so awesome. Look at me with the floating head, G-Lo. You never seen a floating head before, have you? I started doing that and messing with all kinds of crazy backgrounds, and I still do. Obviously, I just make the background the thumbnail now, so kind of work. There you are, Steve-O, and we're on the NOK in there.
67, yeah, that was it.
Wow, we had Kat, we had Dale, we had Keisha on there. Awesome.
You don't do green screen anymore. Yeah, I mean it's rare. It's rare that you do green screen.
Yeah, no, not really. I've got a background that's cool. People look at it. They try to. You were looking at pedo pictures. Stickers earlier, and there's just fun stickers on the wall now. And I could do green screens, but I have them right next to me. But actually, one of them's covering up my hats to keep it clean. So, but. I could. I mean, I've done some things with it that were fun, but I just don't. The lighting is always weird. If you sit too close to a green screen, you're gonna have problems. Period. And my wall is like I could touch my wall right now. Like it's not far enough away. If you're farther away, then you can make it work. That's why on movie sets, like the green screen, the wall is like far, like they got a lot of space when they're doing green screen action.
Hey, Timothy, thank you. Up, I think having an organic background, no matter if it's good or whatever your opinion, I think I like them because to me it's more thoughtful. I think if I see a green screen, I feel like they're trying to hide their laundry or something.
Right. Like what's it look like? And a lot of people do that. Like I'll throw up a green screen because behind me just doesn't look very pleasing.
Yeah, and I've done that too. But now that we've been doing it for a while, it's like take the time to even if it's I used to have a plain wall, and I was like I'd rather do that. That's more. At least you it shows you care enough to clean up your your room a little bit, So yeah.
Why is this not going? Oh, it wasn't scrolling. Yeah, then I had this. We started doing like I don't know what I was doing here.
The sponsors across the top and everything as they were coming in, or
I'm not even sure if they were like I don't know if I
not
counted them
really.
all as
Yeah.
sponsors. Maybe there were people that had sponsored me or helped me in some way at all, and I was
Right.
just like backing up every logo, including my own. Yeah, like I had to stop doing that though.
It was like the shout out wall kind of, but
Yeah.
it was when everyone was making logos out of, all of a sudden.
I actually really enjoy Twisted Cannabis. He does one similar but much better, like spread out. Have you seen his? His background has a bunch of logos, but they're all spread out. And he did an update on Margaret Jet's logo, which was really cool. Let's see. So I know, guys, I know that the cannabis, like if we were to take it out and just hint about it and make innuendos and maybe shut off the screen and say, okay, we'll be right back after this little quick smoke break, and we said things like that, we could probably shoot through the algorithm, but we're fighting a cultural battle here where we try to Steve, at least for Steve-O and I, we try to be straight up about the ups and downs about cannabis. It's not a miracle. It's not a thing that every person should be using or in need of. But by using it and talking about it openly, I hate to lean on the veteran crutch, but we have more than a dozen veterans a day killing themselves. Not only that, but you have alcoholism and you have the pills, which they give you from the VA willingly and like just by the boatload. And those three options to me are much worse. So this is the reason, as you scroll down, you look at all these, like just me, just out here session, just trying to network with people, because again, back to bring it back to God, man. I'm telling you, this entire journey, and I'm really appreciate Gilo being here, being a man of God. It's really kind of also eerie and weird that you're the only one that showed up as I talk about this beginning of my journey and all the way, like the reason that I'm doing this. It felt, and I haven't talked about it that much recently, but Steve-O, you probably remember back in the day when I brought it up from time to time. Like I sincerely believe this has been a sort of divine blueprint or plan that's been kind of put into me, and I just feel like I'm driving the ship. It's been really weird how everything just keeps pointing towards that, and I don't know. It just, to my point about cannabis and God, I don't necessarily think that God wants me to go out and tell everyone to use cannabis, but what I do think is I think that being in this community, the cannabis community online and in the world, everybody, like there's a pretty big connection across the planet with this plant, right? And I can be a voice in that community for these things, for all these veggies, for all this sustainability, for the all these different farmers who are out there doing the more work than I'm doing. But for that bridge between us, we need a bridge. We've always said, Steve-O, the bridge between the people who have the knowledge and the people who should be like, who either want the knowledge, like myself and yourself, trying to learn it, or the people who should be like thinking about it a little more, which is every single person, right? And so we're trying to bridge these things together. And I really truly feel like this is a mission I've been given, just to make it more popular, more mainstream, more culture driven, as cannabis kind of lends a little bit of the street cred, as of the whatever you want to call it, the cool hip crowd, not just youth. It's not just the youth, it's definitely not the youth, but it is a certain sect of society, right? And I think that there's definitely something to be said about needing voices in all areas, not just where they already know. Like, I'm not going to go and preach to Gilo and tell him to find God. I'm not going to go to the farmer's market and preach to farmers about how self-sustainability is much better way to go when those people do like way more than I do. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be a voice where I could fit in. So two things came together. Me being able to be more open about cannabis as legality set in Illinois. And so, as you guys saw in the early episodes, there was no cannabis. And as I started getting more comfortable with the live streaming, Steve-O, you know, the Illinois groups we got into, I sucked into this this whole world of live streaming. And it's a little different than you, Gilo, where you are more used to like on location live streaming, where hey, we're at this really awesome view, we're at the ocean, we're gonna go check this out. But on Facebook, there's this whole like, you know, sect of Facebook of people that go live and hang out with each other while they're live, almost like, hey, we're hanging out with each other like friends, but just on the screen and live, and other people come in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it became this whole sort of community being built and stuff. Hey, we got Red Six in the house. I knew he was coming a little later. Hey, how was the pool league, brother?
It's all right. I got beat, but
That's I could hear it in the it's all right. It was all right part. Yeah.
how's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Hey, what's up?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Thanks for coming, man.
Nice to meet you.
Red Six is a local guy. He actually runs a group called Boots to Bushes, and it's all about helping veterans find the medicine. And that's you know, one reason that we connect is because that's why I'm out here being vocal about it. I always say this, and I haven't said it in a while, but I am only out here to do two things. One is to make it more popular, make it more, you know, culturally driven, to be, I hate self-sustainability, but yes, you know, self-sufficient, self-sustainable, grow your own food. That's one thing, to make it more visible and make it more fun and entertaining. The other thing is to normalize the medicinal and adult mature use of cannabis. Now, it's funny to say it like that because there is always a sort of worse end of things, right? Look at alcohol. You have the rich elites who will have their brandy, but then you also have the, you know, guy in the alley drinking cologne. So there is the both ends, even with this. But I think with all things, we've talked about it before. I'm not trying to beat that horse. I just know that we've got, you know, 150 people hanging out. So I wanted to give this, if any time at all, this would be the time for me to go back over my whole spiel.
I got a question for you, Waylon.
Yeah.
Have you ever, because you do 5 shows a week, right?
Now,
have you thought of, like, for example, everybody knows, like, if you go into my personal profile, you know that what I do, it's extremely rare for me to preach 100% in all of my content, although there are little snippets here and there, right? Have you thought of doing a show that is extremely passionate on like indoor farming, and then having something that is extremely pivoted towards people that are very strong in the cannabis industry? Because I think there's a lot of people that would love to learn everything that you're doing, and maybe they're just not privy to like cannabis, right? And it's not in a judgmental way, that maybe that's just not what they're, but they would definitely love that. Like, I'm extremely intrigued by your indoors, what you've been doing. And I don't personally do any of the cannabis stuff, right? But it's not a judgment thing. It's just, I think there's a lot of people that may, like, the algorithm may radically change, right? If you have 2 different shows. I don't know. Just a
sure.
thought.
No, I see what you're saying, and I have thought about that, and that was my show to begin with, and I realized a couple things. I was not going to get anywhere without finding people, and for the longest time, I didn't even see what episode it was, but like 30 something before I had a co-host, which made me feel like at least there was somebody else there. But for the most part, I was just putting videos out into the ether. No one was seeing them until I found this cannabis community. And I don't mean every person, people come and go, But in general, I did not have an audience until then. And yes, I pull in somebody now and then like yourself who's outside the cannabis industry and actually or world, but I actually strive to do that. You see me on spaces and I'm out there connecting with other health professionals. I don't want to, I'm not just trying to be only talk to my own or my people that only like cannabis. That's not been my point ever. But at the same time, I feel like helping to normalize it is going to go a long way in the future. And I think that I'm a little bit behind the curve, or maybe riding that wave just before it. And look at people like Joe Rogan. Like I pointed this out before.
Mm-hmm.
All those people that might skip over my content because they see me using cannabis, every one of those people, if they're a person that gets on camera, would most certainly 100% take an interview with Joe Rogan in a heartbeat, like in a less than a heartbeat, in yesterday. So I just feel like that alone, knowing that, means that we're not far. We're not that far. And I am not saying that every episode should be riddled with cannabis, but I also don't see a problem with every so often, take a puff on my Shirley, or maybe once an episode I use this thing. Looks crazy to people that don't use cannabis, but Gilo, this is healthier than this. And that is the whole reason. But stigma wise, this would be a lot less conspicuous, looks old school. It has this, charm to it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm looking at health wise, and I'm not trying to be out here to just hit anything and just do whatever that does in front of me. And so I will always be talking about that, how concentrates and using the water filtration and stuff. Go ahead, Red.
It's kind of a reason I do enjoy being able to grow my own cannabis. I mean, it's much like any of your other vegetables that you grow in your tables and outside and stuff like that. I know exactly what's going into those. I know everything that's been done to them. There's no question of what is going into my body, especially in a medicinal manner.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That makes total sense.
To your point, though, Gilo, I felt like I don't know if a fraud was the right word, but I didn't want to hide it. And I thought, you know what? Now that I felt really good when I was out about it. I came out of the canna closet, and I was like, look, like or don't like it, my family and friends. I think some looked down on me, but others, there were so many that hide from me because they don't want to be outed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
They are users, but closet users, and they will do anything to make sure they're not being put into the spotlight. And that's a lot. That's some family members. That's some friends I went to school with. And so to me, I feel like it's more disingenuous to hide it. And to what you're saying, if I made another show, I would still be me. And if they saw me in the, they would find me. They would find the other show at some point, and they'd be like, "Wait, whoa, he does this? Oh my gosh!" Like they would have this different view. They would think I'm like two-faced or something, unless I was to mention it, like, "Hey, we do a non-family friendly show later on." Like, but to be honest, I'm mostly family friendly. I don't do. I might cuss here and there once in a while, fairly rarely. But I also think that I don't think that those are the kind of people that need to be talked to about, like, what can we do about making ourselves a little bit more self-reliant or healthy or, whatever. It's those of us out here who, like the how do I put it? It used to be like the rock and roll crowd, like what I'm trying to say is like the anti-conformists and the people who aren't into all the wholesome, like necessarily goody two shoes stuff, part of the internet. Like they're not going to watch a show that's really like too family friendly. You know what I mean? Like you got to be a little edgy to catch that kind of crowd. And I'm not necessarily the edgiest guy. But like I've been through war. I've been through enough stuff that I can talk about plenty of things. I don't know. I know I'm rambling, but I had a point in there somewhere. I just know that there's a need for this in all areas of society. This conversation where we're just going, hey, look at this fake meat, or hey, look at what they're doing to our vegetables, and like let's just think about, oh yeah, and cannabis. Here you go. Like there's the bit of connection to culture. You know what I mean? Because you go to like a 4-H club meeting, like it's going to feel like you're at church. You know what I mean? No, no offense to church. I love, I actually would like to go back. I just don't go. And I don't know. I think that's a problem with society, because not the religious aspect, but the community part of it. And that's why, to Red 6, got an event coming up, and that is the new community building, and that is the culture building that the cannabis community is doing. And I think there are people in the cannabis community that are way more tolerant of the non-cannabis users than vice versa. Like, we are all cool, but to your point earlier, Gilo, it's hard to be around if we're like at a big open use area. But for the most of us are pretty respectful about not smoking around people that don't want to smoke. Like, you could equate that to cigarettes too, because if someone's smoking cigarettes around me, I'm gagging, I'm coughing and gagging. Like, you need to get away from me right now. That's just my thing. Bean, come on up, man. Elisa May, anybody that wants to come up to help celebrate. We're just celebrating 3 years, kind of talking about the whole journey and how it's been. So, Steve-O, let's hear from you a little bit, because you've been with me now for over 100 episodes.
I think I'll be at the 2 year, the 104 episodes will be New Year's Eve.
Okay, so you're not far off then, but I want to see, like, we've gone through a lot of changes. We went to a whole network. We left the NOK, but they're still out there. They're still doing their thing. Steve-O's on the NOK still. But we've gone through a lot, and I think you've gone through a lot. You've got a lot more growing on now. I mean, obviously it's harvest time, but you've got indoor and outdoor. You've got more going on. Has it helped you at least to stay motivated? Because making the content motivates us, right? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, and being in this community, especially with growing techniques and things. I mean, I've learned so much from the people that we've met, from the mentors that we've had come through, talk about stuff. I thought I knew what I was doing. I really did. I was pretty confident until I started learning from people. But that's what we're all about here, especially is learning. Trying something new, growing new things. I mean, even just as simple as the first time you threw that potato in the potato bin and it went crazy everywhere, when it was just in the corner with the little grow light. You remember that?
I had no idea what to do. There's long, stringy.
I mean, we've learned, and you had a great harvest. I mean, it was not bad, and it even inspired me to buy the equipment to start potatoes myself, and I haven't done that. That is one of the things I think I'm going to do with my old soil, is to amend it a little bit and grow potatoes in it. But
old soil worries me. Definitely got to amend it with things that are gonna keep out any like pests and stuff like that. Like nematodes. I haven't done that yet, but anyway, sorry.
No, me either. But yeah, I mean, as you were going through those videos, it was bringing back my memory, of how long that it has been, and the things that have happened, the people that have come, people that have go, and it's just, it's been a great time. As I go through the comments here tonight, and I see all the compliments that you're getting, and all of the happy anniversary wishes. I'm impressed. There's a lot of people that love you, bro, and you do a great job, and you try to put out the best content that you can, and we appreciate you for it.
Yeah, and trust me, I know that we could do the whole fake thing, and if we hid the cannabis, but then we would be I don't think we would have all of you guys out there. Right. And there is something to be said about trying to steer a movement in the right direction, as far as a little bit of class, a little bit of, because I know some people that don't care about who they smoke in front of. Like, hey, you know what? Blow it out your ass. Get out of here. But you're gonna have a-holes in every group, right?
Whether it be cigarettes or cannabis, you should not impose that on someone against their will.
Right, or even like the alcohol. I'm like, I don't drink much,
That
but
too.
I know people that if you're not drinking with them, they're like, oh, come on, why aren't you? Well, come on, man. I don't want one right now. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
But I forgot. Sorry. I don't want to pass over this too long. I meant to dwell on the upcoming event a little bit more. Red Six coming up this weekend, right?
Yeah, it'll be on Saturday out at Grow Up Gardening in Pekin. The new warehouse that they've got a occupancy permit for will be in that fenced in area back there. There'll be some live music going on.
Not too far from me, so I'm definitely
there's
gonna
about
be there.
15 vendors scheduled right now, so not too big, but just
vendors.
Yeah,
Master Rochi and Mama Rochi are gonna come hang out.
Are they?
Nice.
Yep, I'm gonna see them there.
Cool.
We'll see if I can get them on camera for a minute. I think I'm gonna. I don't know. Do you think there would be room for a set up a camera somewhere? I don't know. I'll talk to them about it.
Definitely.
Kind of grow up. But I've been there before. I've seen his warehouse and stuff. It's going to be in the warehouse, back behind it, or
it'll be inside and out. There'll be some vendors inside, and then the band. Hopefully, if the weather holds, like I think it's saying sunny and 74 right now, so it's like perfect weather. So hopefully it holds. Yeah,
might get lucky. Well, at least they'll either way there'll be stuff going on inside. But yeah, where can people find tickets? Can they go follow you and get
free
tickets?
Admission. Free admission.
Oh, it's free admission.
Free admission.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow, that's my favorite price.
Yeah,
That's
right. So yeah, I think the goal is just kind of get people out there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you said. Let's start spreading the word a little bit more.
I feel like they should always be free admission.
If you remember the comedy show that we tried doing there a while back, that was.
I didn't get to go to that, but I remember something about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it work out?
No, they actually closed the event before we had a chance to do it. So
too cold or something?
No, something with the city.
Else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
now everything's good. You know what I mean? Everybody's been through there. It needs to be through there. Like I said, they have an actual occupancy permit for that building now. I think they're even allowed to have like 180 people inside the building. Up to, I think they said around 1,000 people on the grounds itself, which is kind of astronomical to me because, man, that's a lot of people for an area like that. But if we fill it,
sounds like a lot, yeah,
with people like that, I mean, that would be amazing.
Yeah, and I tell you that there is such a vibe at these, like aside from you not wanting to be around the smoke, D'Lo, I think you would love the energy at these things. If you go to an alcohol like rager concert or something, there's going to be a lot of, maniac a-hole douchebags at those things. But then you go to a cannabis event, no one's fighting. You're not going to see like very rarely do you see anyone get into it, and it's not because everyone's sitting on couches. Like there's no couches around. Like everyone's just like walking around doing their thing, and being like just showing one another love. Like there's something about it, man. I got sucked in. I got sucked in because for one reason, a lot of my problems after the military was that they kicked me out for using cannabis. I failed 4 drug tests over 4 years. So if that doesn't tell you, I definitely tried. Like in between, like they hit me. They randomly tested me almost every month. So 4 years, like it took. And so I really tried, but it was the only thing that really made me feel not necessarily happy, but like motivated to do something. Because my anxiety, like I like to sit still, and I can't. Like I'm stuck in one place because I have so many different things that I need to do, and I'm thinking about them all at the same time, and so it helps me, get my mind more focused. But I just couldn't, I couldn't do it, and they finally had some cat. Or it was a warrant officer that they had come in as our commander for a very short time, and he was not going to do any favors for anybody, and he was just going to do everything by the book, and so, yeah. But my point is, they threw me away for something that now the VA is experimenting with for veterans, which is funny. But my sense of self-worth, and then the fact that I was using a substance that I had to hide anytime I go to apply for a job. And this is the thing, G-Lo, is what's really sucks is that the worst stuff gets out of your system faster, and that people would end up, a lot of times people would go to harder drugs because it won't show up in a drug test.
I did that
and that's sad because
in high school. Actually, I was on probation.
And so my point is, like, I hid it for many years, and so when I was able to be open about it and find other people who maybe not necessarily as open, because a lot of private groups out there, but I can be I can be an open person about it because I'm in that position to do it with my disability and not having to work for a job where I have to hide it and stuff. And so I feel like I can be a voice for a lot of people that can't. I have some people that come on my show sometimes that they have fake profiles because they can come up on here because this doesn't connect it to their profile, right? But they can't be seen on their profile doing this. So it's an interesting thing. What do you think, Steve-O? A whole separate show with no cannabis. I could call it Waylon the Veggie Farmer.
Right. Well, like before Gilo takes off too, I wanted to, bring up a memory that we totally forgot. Probably one of the biggest things that we've done, and that was when we went to Mason City.
Yes.
And did the comedy show, and even though we were baked, it was not. Our jokes and everything were not 100% all cannabis. It's not like we were Cheech and Chong up there. You were telling good, funny stories and stuff, and
yeah,
we had a good time doing that.
We did good, but then we didn't get to record it. That was
yeah. The whole fire and the whole family came together down there, and we had a lot of people that showed up for that in person as well as tried to watch it online. But
people from other countries, bro.
Yeah,
there was people that came down from Canada for our show to be on a comedy stage live in the middle of BFE, Illinois, Mason City, Red 6, some random like small town out of middle of nowhere that Bean Dongo found. Shouts out to Bean, who lives in Florida. Found a comedy stage in Illinois. When we live here, we should have been the ones to find it, but I didn't do it, and he found one. And then we get there, and we're like, oh yeah, hook up the Wi-Fi. Right, that internet did not hold up to anything. Like I had my laptop, I had all my setup there. We were gonna live stream while we did it. What's that?
Isn't there like 3 streets out there?
Yeah, it was not. It was like definitely a half-horse town. That's for sure. Elisa May was there. Yeah, the bartender was drunk. That guy was super drunk that was there, not the owner. Yeah. But so yeah, good time. We should do that again. I actually am hoping that a local lounge / dispensary will be interested to do a live show once a week, a reoccurring live show on stage. So that's going to be interesting. See if we can do that.
Well, and that was the night that sparked the encouragement for the Mess to start his comedy.
Yeah, that's what happened. He definitely has been on it ever since then. And he caught the bug. He caught the bug. He spent a long time getting prepared for that night, and ever since then he's on stage at least twice a week, or once a week at least. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's taking classes and everything. He's doing pretty cool with it.
Yeah, stand-up comedy is a whole it's an art and a language at the same time. It's crazy. But
hey, I gotta step out, and I just want to once again congratulations on 3 years, episode 156.
Yeah, thanks, man. We'll be wrapping up here shortly anyway. But thank you for hanging out with us. And we didn't really get to talk about it, but we've had Gilo on before. They have a lot growing on over there. His daughter's growing a lot, and I'm sure you get your hands dirty here and there too. But you're not just watching. I'm sure need dad's help here and there. Yeah, send me pictures of anything, man. I don't just worry about the cannabis. Send me pictures of anything growing. And if you have any questions too, is she gonna try to do a little aquaponics setup?
We might because of winter. But she's good, man. Like she started her own business about a month now. And so, like for example, pumpkins and stuff, like she makes everything homemade. So getting something where we can have her own, I think herbs would be the easiest one, right? And probably like I you said earlier, like peppers, right? They consume a lot of water, so that those are easy to grow indoors, right? So I don't know. We may set something up. Now, my only issue is the weather. It gets pretty cold over here, so just finding a place. Yeah, the
you could do
temperature.
this, and a lot of people, not to suck you back into the conversation, but a lot of people do a fall crop. There's things that you plant in the fall, like potatoes, a lot of ground vegetables. You plant them in the fall, and then boom, springtime, you got another crop. So that's another way to go. But yeah, thank you again, G-Lo. If you guys aren't following G-Lo out there on X, definitely should do that. Holy cow, what's the... Oh wow, everybody's here on my X. I thought G-Lo had connected his X.
No, I just
I
promoted
didn't even pay attention until now. You shared me out. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Well, I just told her, hey, support this guy just for a second, for a minute. So, but they don't know how to comment. That's the only issue.
That's the thing with X, yeah.
They don't know how to comment.
If you comment on X on a computer, you can reply to people's comments, which is something I think people would miss on Facebook if they didn't have that, where they can reply to each other. But yeah, it's there. Mama Rochi in the house. What's up? But yeah, I'll let you go, Vilo. Thanks again, brother.
All right, thank you, brother. Congratulations. Nice to meet you, Red Six, and Steve. Will have a good night.
You too, brother. God bless you.
See you.
Yeah, if you're not following G-Lo on X, and go join the community over there too. He's I'm an admin in the, it's called a live stream community on X, and yeah, you can share things in there too. I shared us in there, and hopefully that found a couple people. But okay, I didn't even look. I thought for sure it was just him sharing his page, but no, it's just a fluke algorithm today, I guess. They all want to come and support for the 3 years. I'm going to do a little dab for the celebration, and then we'll probably get going. But I do want to maybe be a little more, organized with my grow table. But as of right now, I'm just letting stuff grow. Whatever will grow on it as it spreads out. And what do you think I should grow in there, Steve-O? What's the biggest thing? Should I grow a basil tree in there, or basil might actually spread out too? I'm not growing mint in there, that's for sure. No mint.
Yeah.
Because that will just take over the whole table. I might try to grow maybe a small fruit tree, like a lemon tree. Maybe try to get a lemon out of it.
You can bring them down like a bonsai too and keep them small.
Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
It would just need a lot more root space, I think, than it would get. So that's the problem. It would just spread out through the whole table. I need to get to the store though, because if you could tell, the table needs a lot more soil. I don't have any more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for Lisa May. Well, I won't be going anywhere.
Well, you got 2 bags of 2 goose soil too.
Those are already in it.
Oh, you used it.
Yeah. So
what about just going to like a local landscaping place and picking up some compost?
No, I can go to plenty of places. I just can't. I don't have any wheels. So otherwise, I would go. So
where you at with that?
I'm going to be leasing a vehicle. I think it's going to be not strictly. It's going to be my everyday vehicle, but it's going to be for work. And I also still have Trevor. I paid to tow him home, and I tell you what, man, I might either look around for an engine, pay someone to put an engine in, which I could do, and then I'd have 2 vehicles to have like a lease for like farther away trips where I want something more reliable, and make sure it's like gonna be business related, like where I'm gonna get good content out of it, like a really good event, whatever it is, and I'm gonna have to use it in more ways than I do now. Like the content I get from events, I put up a couple pictures here and there, but for the most part, I keep it on my show on Tuesdays. But now, if I do go to events, I'm going to have to use that stuff for reels and shorts, and I'm going to really have to go hard using the stuff I get using the vehicle. You know what I mean? Like going to some awesome event.
Be good teasers for your show.
But I like to do it the other way. I like to have the show and then use that content on other places, because not everybody that follows me on Facebook watches the show, and so they might follow me for my pictures that I post or whatever, and so there's that. Anyway, I'm not trying to. I've rambled a lot tonight, but man, it's been bringing back just the whole thing. 3 years have been crashing down
Got
on
a
me.
lot of excitement going on.
Yeah, it's definitely seeing where I'm at and where I could be.
I mean, I'll say you've come a long way. I mean, you know, from not even being in a community like this to 5 shows a week, game nights, reviews, you know, just people in the box. That's one that I really enjoy a lot. And I've been watching that one behind the scenes for a long time. It's just hard for me to get up on the thing and do it, but I'm getting a little more spare time now. So
yeah, thanks again. The last week was a little bit intense for an episode about exercise.
yeah, but I did want to say this. I didn't have a chance to say it.
Cheers.
I have a lot of respect for the way you handled it. You know what I mean? You didn't just straight cut the guy off. You absolutely 100% gave him a chance to voice his opinion. You know what I mean? For way longer than what I probably would have. So.
Probably too long. Let's be honest. I probably could have said something, but I was really trying hard.
You tried to tell him 2 or 3 times, like, "Hey, man, hold on, let's chill out a little bit," and he just kind of kept going and going.
Missed that one.
But you did. You handled it very professionally, I'd say. So.
I was starting to not, though. I was like, the problem is, though, like, this was somebody that I knew enough that, like, I wasn't. I guess I was conflicting in my head to go to the point where this is a burnt bridge now, or just politely try to get them off the stage for now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you let him back up later. He did apologize.
Yeah, he tried coming back a couple times, and I let him back up the second time, but I was just like, I don't know if I want to have that private conversation just yet. But I think a lot of people were respected him for coming back, and you know, that definitely takes some guts,
yeah.
Especially when you've gotten emotional. I've been there too on a couple. Like, there's one guy that was cussing at me on one episode about soil remediation and stuff.
At least they're passionate, I guess.
Yeah, I was just like, but you're cussing at me right now. Why you got to do that? John, you won a life supply of buns, but no hot dogs. Well, we got 15 still on Facebook. I don't know. Maybe it's still time to go, but I could do something. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow since I don't have anything to review. I'm actually gonna. Red Six, have you made bubble hash? Did you tell me that? Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I just did a run. So I kind of what I'm smoking on right now is a little chunk of it. There's a little.
Oh, nice. So it's immediately like smokable after you.
No, you gotta let it dry. But
it doesn't have to cure or anything, right? You just let it dry.
Yeah, let it dry out. I see a lot of people make balls with it and stuff like that, and just let it sit. And basically, you got to get a lot of that moisture content out of it.
Put it in the freezer,
when
maybe.
You do it, it's like really gooey at first, and then the longer you let it dry out, like this one's almost. See how it's still really gooey? Like this isn't even dry yet, but like most of my stuff, I'm ready to smoke it when I got it. So.
Yep. That's a big part of it. Like, you're like, well, when is it ready? Yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm ready for mine. But if you are interested, you're probably the closest one. Joe Kelly's been sending me. He sent me some videos on how he would do it. But yeah, if you want to come over sometime and just to like chill with me, maybe we could do it during an episode. Do a run. I got about 2 pounds of like practice material from last year that I don't really love, and then now I've got about a half pound or more of what's slightly better. At least like Steve-O, what would you say from last year to this year? Maybe I mean, not quite smokable still. I don't know.
Didn't you just harvest your outdoor?
That's the stuff I'm talking about. Yeah, it was better than last year, but not a lot. So electric scissors, Diane. Yeah, this would be nice. Go ahead.
This last run I did, I got about 14 grams off of. I don't know what
How much did you put in there?
A whole lot.
Really?
Yeah.
14 grams. It doesn't really.
But there was no flour. It was all trim, little larfy stuff. Sir Steve-O was talking about that earlier. The little larfy buds on the bottom.
Right.
Now that I have my washing machine and can make that stuff as easy, man, that makes it way. The first time I learned how to do it was like the drill and the paint paddle on the end.
Oh wow!
Yeah, old
beating it up.
Yeah, ice in it. And yeah. The washing machine, you drain it right out the bottom, and it's in your bags. You know, you just sift them out after that.
I have a washing machine, so I went ahead and started with one of those. I just haven't used it yet.
Yeah, it's the same one I have. I put about 4, maybe a bag, 2 bags, a big bag and a little bag is what I had. I put the little bag in it first.
Are you, Steve-O, you're muted. Are you talking to the wife? Okay, no problem.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry.
That's okay, Kelly. I could tell. I was like, oh, hi, Kelly.
It's the 3 years. Say happy anniversary to Waylon. Hell yeah.
Feliz años.
Yes. See.
Yeah, Kelly loves her Spanish un poquito.
Boa noite. I should get back into Portuguese. I really like learning a language. I don't know if it's because it was Portuguese or if it was just fun to learn a language, but that is a fun thing.
The language of love.
Well, I grew up with a Hispanic house, so I know a lot of Spanish, but more not whole sentence stuff, like how to get by.
Phrases.
Yeah.
Yes, how to get by.
That's good enough. I mean,
Yeah, it's got me by in the kitchen.
A lot of the times people who only speak Spanish, when they try to learn English, it's the same thing. They learn phrases first, and that's what we do usually too.
Well, Kelly, you know how I get by?
With a little help from your friends.
The little help from my friends. I get high with a little help
from my friends.
Yeah,
I get by with little help from my friends.
I don't know if you guys could tell earlier, and every time I talk about it, Steve-O's probably heard me ramble about it many times about the whole cannabis thing. I am very conflicted about it all the time. You know, I always knew that don't do this, don't be doing this on the screen. But wait, there's 20 people watching right now or whatever. Like back in the day, I wasn't having that without it, and so I'm so conflicted. I still am, because I want to bring this message to a wider audience, but the algorithm's not going to let us do that except for by word of mouth. That's the only way we're growing out here at all. But what I mean is, like, what if we, like I said earlier, hit it mostly, but just like talked about it, used innuendos, and made it, clear that what we're talking about, but not showed it. Would we be helping more people? I don't know. And I think that's always going to be plaguing me until we get to Joe Rogan size.
I don't think so. I think if that's what this is your show. I mean, if you feel comfortable doing that on screen, then by all means.
Yeah.
I do remember when you used to do your shows, like you did kind of give a little bit of time that wasn't, and then you would, kind of make it clear, okay, from here on out in the show, you might not want youngsters around. And
yeah, I think I remember that.
Remember doing that? Yeah.
Well, I realized that they were putting me. Yeah, the after show. They were putting us in adult, like 18 and over anyway. So I was like, well, fuck it. But they put you in that for strong language, and so we're in there with other really successful podcasts and shows that don't use cannabis but are in the adult rating because of whatever, how risque it gets and how saucy they talk. But I don't know what else is holding us back. Like we're in like a whole nother algorithm. Hey, you're in the adults. You're in the adult section, but like the green adult section. I don't know, like the corner
Yeah,
of the
it's
adult.
almost like we'll give you some space in the room, but it's got to be over there in the corner.
Right. The other stoners. Get over there. Yeah. Well, but there are some bigger personalities that are stoners that like
I
look
think we
at.
might be surprised here in the next 20 years just how out in the open it is. Because youngsters
Right.
today, every generation says that, all these kids nowadays, but for real, man, these kids nowadays, they're exposed to a lot more at a much younger age.
That's true, and I think there are some
Not that I
sites.
want to contribute to that, but that's just a fact.
Well, and I actually was worried about this with Rumble because Rumble advertises as a free speech platform, and so I'm like, if you're about free speech, then you should be allowing a disabled veteran talk about his cannabis in the legal state of Illinois, and and it's also a company, Rumble, that started in Canada where they're federally legal across the country. And so I was like, what is going on here? Because for the longest time I had a lot more reach, and I could just see where it just drops off to nothing. Well, recently I got a hold of them on X. So again, you can follow actual companies on X and talk to them in the DMs, which is crazy. Whoever's running their DMs is like, they actually responded to me, and I'm gonna send them an email, and maybe we can turn the ship around. But it will be interesting to see what they say. And I've also thought about this: advertisers. You are susceptible to a smaller pool of advertisers when you do anything on screen that's going to have that problem. But it shouldn't be about advertisers. Look at some of these hot tub streams and these other, like there's streams out there.
Been around for how long?
Yep. And there's like, look at I've done reviews on products such as Old Spice. They have the deodorant with cannabis in it, and cannabis seed oil, and it literally has cannabis leaves on the cover, and it's on the shelf at Kroger's. So when you start seeing stuff like that, there's a turn coming. And I want to stress that I don't just want it to be all suddenly cannabis everywhere on the screen, but I just want us to have an equal footing in the algorithm. But it just I don't think it's going to happen. Look at some of the sex streamers and streamers like the thirst trap streamers. They get crazy in the algorithm. Why is that not being shoved off in the corner like cannabis?
What sells.
It's what sells, even to the people who make the algorithms. They for some reason want to be okay with it. It's crazy. Uncle John, you won. Oh, yeah, he always wins by coming here, just by being here. But anyway, wow, it's hard to step away right now, Steve-O. We've got 150 people still hanging out. Do you want to get going? He's like looking at me like, you decide. You're muted, by the way.
Yeah, I got to get going, but that don't mean you got to close up shop.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to talk about, so I think we're gonna get going. It's been a good one. Thanks again, Red 6 and G-Lo, for coming up.
Sure. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for 70 something episodes, or no, it would be like 80 something. But we are having a show tomorrow. I just don't know what I'm going to do per se because I don't have anything to review. But having a live bubble hash would be fun. I think I'm going to do that. Even if you can't stop by Red 6, but that'd be fun to have you come over and play around. And you definitely could reap in some of the spoils. I'm willing to try to give this to anyone to see what they think of it.
Do you have your bucket and bags and everything?
I got it all, baby. I got extra bags. I got a special bag that goes into the wash machine. That's a triangle shape, and it's zips closed with a tie that's already built into it so that it won't open. Yes.
And that's, you put all your stuff in there. So that's what I did on this run. I've talked to some people, and they say just to throw it in there with all the ice and water and everything, and let it really tumble. But just rinse your machine out good after that. But I don't know. Like I said, I've done it with the drill and everything right in the ice, and your first bag is going to catch all that plant going, all that stuff. So
yeah, I got an extra small bag of
all depends
25.
on personal preference. I did kind of feel like, and I may have put too much in the bag. Like I didn't feel like it was banging it around inside the bag itself good enough. You know what I mean?
We will talk about it, man. If you want, hit me up if you, and I'll hit you up too tomorrow and see if you're interested to do that together. It would be a good episode. But yeah, guys, remember this weekend in Pekin, Illinois. Come check us out, especially all you local haters that don't comment in the comments. I know you're watching. It still tells me my local city is my biggest demographic, but I'm like, where are they all at? They're all watching later on and stuff. But anyway, you guys have a good night. Thanks, Steve-O. I'll be on Wednesday, and we'll be on the rest of the week. Cheers, everybody. Remember, every person has to eat, whether you like cannabis or not. Good night, everybody.